The moment the great emperor's transformation was complete, his entire body radiated a terrifying aura, like a demon lord stepping into the starry void straight out of the depths of hell. His eyes narrowed, his expression sinister and fearsome. Without a word, he suddenly shot forward. The Thunder Law King's eyes widened in shock. "He's coming!" Before he could finish, the great emperor appeared before him. With a single swing of his hand, spiritual power condensed into a razor-sharp blade, slicing cleanly across the Thunder Law King's body before he had time to react. Unable to dodge, the Thunder Law King screamed in pain. "Ah, kuh!" His body was cleaved cleanly in two by the great emperor. Witnessing this, the first divine pillar cried out in horror. The Thunder Law King was defeated. So quickly? The great emperor. He's become even stronger than before. The emperor's cold gaze fixed upon the sundered body of the Thunder Law King. Then, in the next instant, his massive hand seized the remains. The Angel King trembled, muttering in confusion, "What? What is he planning to do?" Without hesitation, the great emperor ripped the Thunder Law King's body apart, tearing it into fragments. Instantly, the Thunder Law King's spiritual power coiled around the emperor's arm. With chilling efficiency, he absorbed it, transforming that power into his own. The moment he finished absorbing it, he launched himself at the remaining two. The Angel King and the first divine pillar were caught off guard, struggling to react. Blood at the corner of his lips, the Angel King grit his teeth and roared, "Damn it, he's too fast!" Before he could do anything, the great emperor appeared before him and clutched him firmly in one massive hand. Sensing danger, the first divine pillar released a torrent of destructive spiritual power and shouted, "Release him!" But the great emperor held the Angel King's head firmly in his grasp. He cast a cold glance at the first divine pillar, then raised his other hand and swatted. The first divine pillar's spiritual strike shattered effortlessly. Carrying the Angel King, the great emperor darted aside, avoiding the first divine pillar's counterattack. The first divine pillar's face paled. After absorbing the Thunder Law King's power, his speed has grown even faster. The great emperor raised his hand, shaping the energy he had absorbed into a massive orb. All the spiritual power he had just nullified was drawn into it. In the next instant, his arm thickened and hardened, resembling the mighty limb of a titan. Peering through the gaps in the emperor's fingers, the Angel King's heart shook in disbelief. Even the titan's strength. "He can absorb it?" Flustered, he shouted, "You think you can capture me so easily? Think again." With that, he struck at the great emperor. Brilliant golden spiritual power erupted, exploding with a thunderous blast. But when the smoke and dust cleared, the emperor's unscathed figure loomed before him. The great emperor's grip tightened on the Angel King's head. With a sickening crack, the mask on his face shattered, exposing a grotesque visage. Blood spurted violently from his mouth as he screamed in agony. "Aha! Stop!" The Angel King cried out desperately. But the emperor only clenched harder. With a brutal squeeze, he crushed the Angel King's head into a mangled pool of blood. Scarlet liquid sprayed through his fingers. The first divine pillar's face twisted in horror as he screamed, "Angel King!" Then, a furious roar came from the battlefield. "Kill him!" At once, the surviving exotic beasts of the elemental clan surged forward, surrounding the great emperor and unleashing their combined attacks. Yenu's eyes widened, blazing like fire. Boom! In the next instant, the great emperor's spiritual power erupted violently. Golden sparks burst forth, transforming into countless fiery streaks that rained down upon the elemental clan. Several exotic beasts screamed in agony. "Aya!" Burned by the flames, Vim-No roared, "Impossible!" His eyes widened in horror at the great emperor. The fire he released. "It can actually burn me?" Sensing the danger, the beasts of the elemental clan quickly retreated. Gathering beside the first divine pillar, they stood warily, facing the great emperor with tense vigilance. The great emperor curled his lips into a cruel smile. "This is the second time already, isn't it?" The first divine pillar and the remaining beasts stared at him in silence, refusing to answer. Growing impatient, the emperor bellowed, "Say something! What, are you all mute?" His voice thundered arrogantly across the battlefield. No matter how many times I slaughter you, it only excites me even more. One beast could no longer hold back and shouted, "This great emperor is nothing but a creature that lives for war." Another roared in anger, "He's thrown the entire universe into chaos, leaving no peace anywhere." The great emperor remained utterly indifferent. "And if I like doing it, what of it?" At that moment, Yennu suddenly lifted his gaze skyward, eyes widening in shock. "A clone?" The great emperor's eyes glowed crimson, brimming with killing intent. His voice was cold and merciless. "Today, none of you will escape. You will all die." Meanwhile, in the Kata star domain, the blood demon planet, a world blazing red like fire, shook as an army of exotic beasts summoned by Yuziu descended in force. The blood demon clan and those beasts, once natural enemies, now stood together in uneasy peace. Beasts of countless races lined up obediently, while flocks of flying creatures gathered in the skies above. Yuziu stood atop a high ridge, Iwara at his side. Below them, an endless horde of exotic beasts stretched beyond the horizon. Yuziu's brows furrowed as he shouted, "Follow me to the Sky Clan. We will seize the 16-winged holy imperial weapon." The moment his words fell, the beasts below roared in thunderous unison, their voices shaking the heavens. Yuziu fell silent. 6 months have already passed. Only 2 remain before the great emperor descends upon earth. His expression grew solemn. "This action must be swift, if not, I won't make it back in time." Before he could linger in thought, Iwara spoke from behind him. "Master, the time has come." Yuziu turned to glance at her and nodded. Amen. Then, he raised his hand toward the legion below and commanded, "Depart." In the next instant, Yuziu soared into the sky, leading the charge. The vast army of beasts he had summoned followed closely behind, like a flood. Far away, at the Sky Clan's holy light planet, a dazzling golden world crack. The very space surrounding the planet suddenly shattered, forming a massive rift. It was the herald of the battle to seize the imperial weapon.